Good morning. This is the Ja Renee, and this is the Ja Renee Healing. I've got a lot to say, so I'm gonna cut to the chase. Um, so today, I'd like to speak about emotions, and I'd like to pull you into my mind to kind of see it how I'm seeing it, if you don't mind. So the first thing is uh, what is an emotion? And I believe that they are beings in the same way that, or in a the way to kind of, I guess, understand it as a being is something that is. Okay, so what we're dealing with is happiness, we're dealing with sadness, we're dealing with anger, we're dealing with all these things that on its own stands. And a movie that I thought was excellent in kind of showing how these emotions are standalone was Inside Out. It's like a Pixar or I don't know, some kind of cartoon. But they it was like they were inside of this little girl's mind or brain or inside of her body, whatever. But it was controlled, being controlled, however way that you want to say where they were. But they were there. And they were kind of like in a control panel type setting where they were pulling the strings and different things. Um, but they were standalone. And that's important because, although we probably do recognize it, we don't really pay much attention to it. But the emotions are not us. And I say that because when we're experiencing joy, when we're experiencing happiness and good emotions, it doesn't matter, that happiness takes us, that joy takes over us. That's fine because there's a bliss, there's a great feeling associated, positivity associated with that particular emotion doing that because of what that emotion is. But let's just say it was a negative emotion like anger, like depression, like envy, like jealousy, like whatever. If we aren't doing the necessary things that we can to control those type of emotions, and by controlling it is you when you're in a situation that you have to become aware of situations and things that make you make those emotions arise within you. Okay, so let's just say it's anger, and you know that there's certain things that might anger you. And it's not saying that you can't be angry about that certain thing, but it's all in the way that you react because that is the emotion that's coming out. It's that reaction. And so it's becoming aware and understanding how to switch things up so that the reactions that you're putting out is not allowing that emotion to become you. And it may seem like whatever I'm saying is far fetched, but when you are angry about something and you react in that angry way, and you're angry, you're moving around, you're doing all this, you're yelling, you're throwing stuff, you're doing all types of things that are really unlike you because you had to call in anger. You had to, it had to come towards you. Something had to happen in order for that emotion to arise within you. And if you were doing all those things, throwing, reacting in that way, you allowed that emotion to take over you. And so recognizing that it's not you is important because that's the first step in moving forward to control that emotion. And so it's very short, very sweet to the point. Um, but going back to Inside Out, with them being in that control panel, even though they were, um, just kind of acting on how the little girl was acting, and um, but because it was a part of her, there were certain things that she was realizing, and that connection of her realizing something and reacting differently was her controlling those emotions, and I really like that it was shown in real time. So if you haven't had an opportunity to check out that movie, definitely check it out. It's called Inside Out. But we need to control um, the things that aren't us, and be able to recognize that it's not us, so that we can be the best people that we can, and just be a person that somebody wants to be around. I've spent and this is definitely a topic that that's close to heart, because for most people that know me understand that I was very reactionary. I They knew how to push my buttons, let's just say. And one thing that I understood was that in order for me to take my power back, I can't. I'm not going to let you do that. I see you now, and that's important. When you can see something and you can understand, now you have the ability to make a change, and I was able to do that. And even though there are certain days and times that I will react in a certain way, I'm trying to limit and control those instances. It's always a work in progress. It's never overnight thing. So you don't want to give up on yourself if it's like, oh, I tried, but you react in a certain way. It's a journey. And I just wanted to encourage someone today in regards to emotions. So thank you very much for listening, and you have a wonderful, wonderful day.